Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a quick sort of chit chat, life update video, things that have been on my mind and going on with me over the last few weeks. We just got back from our trip to North Carolina, up to the Charlotte area, visiting with friends and seeing some of the people we have missed so much since we left. We felt like this trip was really necessary to bring some closure since we kind of up and left the area so quickly when my husband got a job down here. And so it was really great to be back, especially during the beautiful fall weather that they were having there. It was just perfect temperatures in the 70s during the day, going down into the 50s at night. I got to wear my cozy sweaters and really feel a little bit of fall while we were there. And I think we've decided that in the future, we are definitely looking at exploring some like Airbnb situations for maybe a few weeks at a time and going up into North Carolina, possibly and even into the mountains next time, just to see more foliage and stuff. The leaves were just starting to change color while we were there. We were really excited because apparently the week before they had really high temperatures and it wasn't feeling like fall at all, but definitely felt like fall, definitely got my fix, and I was really, really happy just to be around so many people who I've missed so much, and yeah, I just had such a great time. And so during that time, however, we had seen before we left that Hurricane Ian was headed potentially towards Florida. It wasn't a sure thing at that time. We didn't know where it was going to hit. It was looking like if it made a hit, it was going to be further north towards like Tampa, further north from where we have some friends and family in kind of like the Sarasota area, Charlotte County, and below. So we had quite a few people who were impacted by that storm, and my heart goes out to everyone who knows somebody or may have actually experienced some of the effects of Hurricane Ian. It was a devastating storm. I think it was the hardest hit hurricane on at least that part of Florida. And yeah, my heart goes out. We were very fortunate. We live on the East Coast and we got some strong winds here, but everything was intact when we got back. Just a few of our palms and things outside that, you know, branches had come down, things like that. But other than that, we made out really well. And today, in fact, I was planning to do kind of a fall haul video, and I just wasn't in the mood for it because there's just too much going on right now, and it just didn't feel like great timing. So my next video is actually going to be a fall essentials video, and I figured I could incorporate some of the new in things into that and kind of show you how I'm planning to style them and things that I'm really excited about. And spoiler alert, I am excited about so many of the fall trends this year because it is really everything I've seen out in stores and online and just in general in magazines, whatnot, has all been about the 90s trends that I loved so much back then. I was in my 20s in the 90s, throughout the 90s, and I really loved, obviously, 90s style. It was sort of the time of my life between, you know, getting my first job and getting married and everything in between. I just really paid more attention to fashion, had a little bit more income to, you know, actually spend on things, but didn't have enough income to spend on some of the things I really would have liked to have. So I find myself now, you know, wanting everything that's out there, but I'm trying to restrain, and I've done quite a bit of damage in the month of September just because it was my birthday month, and I always do a lot of damage in September. But this year, with the trends kind of being what they are, I have just gone a little crazy. So I will show you some of those things in my fall essentials video, and anything that maybe I miss, I will include in my fall favorites or something like that. In terms of our home updates, I know a lot of people have been asking for another home tour or an update on where we are at with home decor. We did take a really big break. We moved into our townhouse in March, mid-March, I think, and we ended up spending the first few weeks, or not even weeks, the first few months here, I would say, doing nothing but home decor. It was just all about, you know, updating and, you know, we had just a lot of little projects going on and decorating our space. And by the time kind of like June, July, like true summer came around, we both were just like, let's just take a break and enjoy our place, which is what we have been doing the last few months. And so I haven't really made much new progress, but I will do an update maybe sometime around the holidays. I'm really getting excited for the holidays. We are finally hosting Thanksgiving again. Thanksgiving has always sort of been like my holiday to host. I think I've hosted it like 20 years in a row or something like that before we had moved or before COVID. That's what really started the change in the Thanksgiving routine, I guess, or ritual, you would say. But yeah, I am really excited to be hosting Thanksgiving again this year. And even if it's not truly feeling like fall outside, or hopefully by then we will start getting some cooler temperatures. But right now it's really not feeling like fall outside, but I am going to make my house super cozy and super fall-like. And right now it's kind of cool in here. I'm wearing this kind of new in camel sweater that I just really wanted to wear kind of fall colors. And it's cool enough to wear it indoors, but it is going up into the 80s again today. So it's not really feeling like fall here. And like I said, I really need to get my fall fix. So I think we are looking into how we can do that in the future so that I get that little bit of fall. And I think fall is just, it's my favorite season. I'm all about coziness to begin with. If I could describe sort of my personal style in one word, it would probably be cozy. But I kind of feel like, fall is a time of year where for me it's always been, that back to school time. I start to plan, I start to get ready for the holidays, and I can just do all of those things without necessarily, seeing the foliage and feeling the fall temperatures change. Although I really do like to be in that, and that's the one thing I'm missing the most, I think, or the one thing I'm not enjoying the most about living in Florida is just not really having fall. However, I'm surrounding myself with all the cozy things. I've got quite a few things to show you, a lot of new fragrances, things like that. And I will be decorating my house. That's where, I'm sorry, I'm talking in circles. I kind of get off topic sometimes. That's kind of what my brain naturally does. If you knew me in my real life, you would know, like, I can't tell stories because I keep going down the path of other stories, and then I forget what I was talking about. It's such a thing I've always done, and it's getting worse as I'm getting older. But in any case, my home, I am looking forward to kind of doing some fall decorating, and I will show you what I'm up to with that when I get into it. So that's what's going on with my home. In terms of my health, I know a lot of you have asked about my burning mouth syndrome. The syndrome continues. I have seen many different types of doctors. I've had like every test in the world trying to rule out a lot of other conditions that I could have had, but it looks like I do just pretty much have this burning mouth syndrome, which is a pretty rare condition. There's not a lot of studies out there and information available, and there is no real treatment aside from what I have found, since it is probably a neurological disorder, something to do with potentially nerves firing when they shouldn't be, things like that. I have been told, there's certain drugs that you can take that are kind of nerve blocking drugs. I'm not really wanting to go down that path right now because I seem to kind of know what triggers it the most, even though the pain is there daily. Right now it's actually in the morning and it's not so bad, but throughout the day it gets worse and worse. I usually start noticing it sometime after lunch, and by the evening when I go to bed, I take these pills. These are over the counter called Nervive, which is a nerve blocking, I think it's sort of a nerve blocking over the counter pill that you can take to kind of ease a little bit of the pain, but it's still there, but it's reduced enough that I'm able to sleep. And they also have melatonin in them, so that really helps me sleep, even though it does make me groggy in the morning. I do what I can do, and I seem to be able to kind of manage day to day. That has been kind of my routine. I'm taking a lot of vitamins because a lot of people who get this, it can be a vitamin deficiency. So I've just been feeling better and haven't had, like, knock on wood, haven't had COVID, haven't had the flu, haven't had any kind of cold or anything since I moved to Florida, and I intend to keep it that way. So I'm hoping to keep it that way, I should say. But yeah, I'm taking all the drugs and all the natural drugs that I can, and doing the best I can to kind of deal with the situation day by day. I do know there are certain triggers like alcohol, caffeine, and stress and lack of sleep that can make it worse, definitely a lot worse. So I try to keep those things to a minimum. And I did notice over the last week, since we have, I've eaten whatever I've wanted, I've had more coffee than usual, and I had more alcohol than usual. It definitely was pretty bad while I was away, but now that I'm home and getting back into my usual routine, it has subsided. So it's one of those things, I'm kind of just taking it day by day. And again, if any of you out there suffer from BMS or know someone who does, let me know in the comments below, and I would love to connect with anyone who can give me any kind of advice. I do have some topical things I'm using as well when the pain is really bad, but just dealing with that. Aside from that, my health is really good. I really have no complaints. I've been through all of my usual screenings and doctor's appointments and whatnot, and everything's good with me. And I'm just really excited about the holidays and trying just not to think about any kind of ailments or any kind of issues, and hoping that our friends and family in Florida on the West Coast are able to hopefully get some power soon. My mother-in-law was hit pretty hard. She lost power, she didn't have any water, and so she does have a generator, so she was able to at least cook and do some things. I know she was entertaining people in her neighborhood who did not have power in their homes, and so she's been dealing with that. And so yeah, my heart goes out to all of you impacted, or anyone that you know, friends, family, loved ones who have been impacted by this storm. It's a horrible thing, and it's definitely making me kind of rethink some things about living in Florida, life in Florida, because we were prepared. We did bring all our patio furniture in, fortunately, before we left for this trip, because I just had a bad feeling about it. And so, yeah, we definitely are going to take hurricane preparedness a lot more seriously the next time a storm is brewing and headed our way. So I think that's about all I have to share with you today. I will be doing my fall essentials video next week, and kind of showing you some of my new in pieces that I'm really excited to wear this fall season. And let me know if you have anything else that you would like me to talk about here on my channel. I'm always happy to get your feedback and input, and I always look forward to connecting with you all on here. So thank you for watching. I will see you soon in my next video, and have a great week.